Yo, is this thing on? Are we recording? Has the interview begun yet?
I am recording.
Okay. Well, I'm Mark. I was born in Brazil. I immigrated to the United States when I was 4 years old.
Mark immigrated to the United States with his mom to live with his dad. Shortly after immigrating, his parents split up, and his dad exited his life. Having immigrated so young, Mark hadn't really understood the severity of being undocumented in this country.
I definitely knew that I was undocumented, but I didn't really know what that meant until, early high school. Before that, I just kind of knew that, don't tell people that because you don't know people's intentions, you know what I mean? Well, when I was a kid, the way that my mom kind of scared me into realizing that being undocumented was, a scary thing to have to deal with was she would tell me that, anyone who knew about my status, I was going to get deported. That they would fucking snitch. They would call ICE on me and this and that, and I'd get fucking picked up on the side of the road and I'd never see my family again on the fucking plane of Brazil, you know? She made it real scary. As, a young person, you don't really know what's, actually real. We don't have those life experiences that would tell me that, oh, they're just, exaggerating. It was only in high school that I, really started, bro, this is, serious. When real life hits, when I'm, out of school and stuff, it's gonna just hinder me to not be documented.
In the United States, being undocumented makes it hard to live a normal life. Not long after high school, Mark started the process to get his work authorization papers.
So from the start, there was the decision that I'm gonna fucking put my foot in the door and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and get papers. Essentially, I got married for papers, which is the quickest way to get your documentation. You know what I mean? It's the quickest, it's the best way. I'm not going to say whether I married out of love or not, but, up for interpretation. Basically, I hired my lawyer the day that I began the process. And my lawyer already told me what I needed, which is why I had this guide of okay, I got to go out and get these pictures taken, and I got to go and get this notarized, and I got to find this original document in my folder somewhere, It's just so many little steps. The government made it so difficult. They made it so difficult, you really gotta either know what you're doing or have the luckiest motherfucker ever apply, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But, they give you a list of 3 things. Boom, 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 go and do this. You do it. Another list of 4 things. Okay, go and do that. And then, boom, now you could apply. Oh, you can't apply. Backtrack. I need one more thing from you. Oh, go and get these 2 more things along with this one more thing. It was just so many, little infuriating little paths, yes, bro, everything led to a dead end.
Another thing that makes getting your papers very difficult is how expensive it is.
I have been struggling to pay for this because I pay what I can because I'm not allowed to have a job. Or now I am, but, before. So I was counting on my friends and family helping me pay for it. I'm not going to say an exact number, but upwards of $5,000.
After a lot of time and money, you get to find out if you were approved to get your papers. This also is a difficult process because you could very easily get denied or accepted. In Mark's case, he was able to get his work authorization papers.
Oh, I cried. From age 4 to 21. I have been undocumented, everything has hindered me, I haven't been able to, get my license until recently. I wasn't able to go to college because I couldn't apply for, financial aid, had to get my braces off early, I lost health insurance, all of that because of being undocumented, kind of just, gets relieved in, a single moment where I get an email that says, hey, we approved you for work authorization, you know what I mean? And they send me a social security that. Social security is the holy fucking grail. That shit is all that I've wanted since I was 14. You know what I mean? So that shit, it was a very emotional moment. I really couldn't believe it when I opened that document up. For y'all, it's a human right. For me, it's a privilege because I'm not allowed it. It just felt I was living for the moment that I got those numbers. Because now is when I'm in America, welcome to America, buddy. Now is when I can do anything.
Getting his social security number and his work authorization now allows Mark to live more freely. He can now work towards his goals and live the life he wants to.
I want to move out, and I want to, basically stop. I want to completely cut off everything that I depend on other people for. That's like a big goal of mine, is I want to pay for all my own stuff.
Yeah.
And essentially for me to do that first, I got to get a job, and first things first, make money. And then I want to get a car, and then I want to pay off all my bills, like I said. And so that's the biggest goal, is live on my own means.
Even though he's always felt like an American growing up, he is now officially an American.
I think if America to you feels like home, then you are an American. I don't think there's much more to it, On paper, I'm not American, you know what I mean? But I've grown up here my whole life, to the point where, I think in English. English feels like my first language, even though it's not, you know what I mean? I don't even know what life would be like in my own country.